Hey guys, welcome to the Field of 68 YouTube channel. If you like what you see here, hit that subscribe button and you'll get more college basketball content just like this. Sweeney, I want to talk about Zach Edey here because one of the great mysteries to me in the world of college basketball is how a guy like Zach Edey has become a villain of sorts. Like I just don't understand it. When you have someone like Tyler, when you have someone like a JJ Redick or a Christian Leitner or some of these other guys that have been villains in college basketball, like part of it is their demeanor. And correct me if I'm wrong here, T, but like you could kind of be grading to opposing fans. I think that's probably the friendly way to say it, right? And I understand why people would not like some of those players on the court. Whereas Zach Edey is just like this really quiet, really thoughtful, really introspective guy who just so happens to be 7'4" and completely dominant. And Purdue has a chance to do one of the like great feel good stories in the history of sports, period. Losing to a 16 seed and going back and winning a national title. And it feels like that's the kind of thing, generally speaking, the public at large would want to root for. And it feels like everybody is rooting for their downfall. And I just don't understand it at all. Explain this to me, Sweeney.
I mean, look, it pisses me off. Like I hate it because look, like the Zach Edey story is one of the coolest stories in recent college basketball memory. Here's an Asian kid from Canada who played hockey and baseball, grew up to be 7+ feet tall, picked up basketball late, grinded his tail off, went from the 429th ranked recruit in the country or something along those lines into supposed to redshirt as a freshman, turned into a rotation player as a freshman, then a key contributor on a team that feels heartbreak as a sophomore, becomes his team as a junior. He wins National Player of the Year. They have an unprecedented loss to Fairleigh Dickinson. He turns around, gets substantially better from junior to senior year, is National Player of the Year again, and now has a chance to write that redemption story. Like he as you said, Duster, he's a nice kid. Like one of the like easiest people to deal with that we cover. I would say, like having talked to Zach a couple times, like unbelievable with his time, like great to people, cares about Purdue, like everything about college basketball we should celebrate. And yet people hate him because he's tall and like doesn't play a quote unquote exciting style of basketball. Like I don't understand. Like did people like was Shaq not exciting to people? Yeah, Zach is different than Shaq, but like it's the same idea, right? He uses brute force to dominate his opponent. He wins with positioning and angles and physicality. Like he is an awesome college basketball player, and I for one hope that he completes this story and is remembered as an all-time great in college basketball. But man, like it really annoys me that people, again, I'm not asking you to be like Zach Edey's biggest cheerleader, but like the fact that he gets consistent hate when his story is like one of success really, really like irks me. I just can't get over it.
Yeah, and anytime I tweet something about Zach Edey and I get a response that says he's just tall, boom, auto mute, done. I don't want to hear it. Like it pisses me off so much. I'm glad that you compared him to Shaq. Tyler, what do you think Zach Edey's rap career would be like?
Oh God.
Uh, it would be about as good as all our rap career, which would be pretty non-existent. Shaq. It wouldn't be on Shaq's level. Shaq wasn't that bad of a rapper, but I mean, I don't think anybody's got Shaq on their playlist right now either. So.
In all seriousness, Tyler, you were a guy that was National Player of the Year and then came back to school at a program that is consistently one of the best in America and as visible as anybody in college basketball when you were a senior. I'm sure you've dealt with some of this. Like, what is it like for a player to kind of, and it's a little bit more, it's different now with like Twitter and social media, but when you kind of get that negative attention, does that weigh on you? Do you pay attention to it all? Can you block that out?
You know what? I think it was my sophomore year. I stopped listening to what reporters and other people had to say about me because I realized that no matter how well I played, there was always going to be somebody out there that didn't like my game or had something negative to say. And I actually think that, I hope that Zach Edey isn't paying attention to all these people that don't like his style of play or all these critics because I think Coach Painter said it very well that a lot of these people have no clue or any basketball intelligence. And if you followed Zach Edey in his career, like you can tell how much better as a player that he's gotten, and also his commitment to Purdue and coming back to the same school. I mean, as college basketball fans and as passionate fans, we should respect and actually get a sigh of relief that there's actually somebody out there that has a little bit of a loyalty to their program. And I think he's been a great thing for Purdue. And I love watching Edey. I think he's dominant. And, it's unfortunate that he takes a lot of hate. But, hey, listen, you know what? That's a good thing. That means he's doing his thing. And no matter how well he plays, there's going to be, a critic out there. And there's always going to be critics. But also that's because he's that good.
Mm-hmm. I will tell you guys this. If UConn doesn't win the national title, right? If I got to root for somebody else, or if there's a situation where they lose to someone, that's the only team where that's the one team where I'm like, yeah, okay, I can probably live with that one, right? Like you might troll me on that, but I can live with UConn losing and Zach getting his national title. That'd be a hell of a national title game, right? Purdue trying to get their first one since forever, and UConn trying to go back to back. I think that would be something that would be very good for the Field of 68. Thank you for watching the Field of 68. If you've enjoyed what you've seen here, hit that like button, share this link with your friends, or check out the description for some other places that you can consume Field of 68 content.